What if I told you that over 1 million Americans are ditching their Medicare benefits on purpose? That's right, they're moving to countries where US Medicare is completely useless. No coverage, no backup, no safety net, and yet they're still going, retiring, settling down, living out their golden years in places where one serious illness could wipe them out financially. So why would anyone do this? Is it the cheap rent, the exotic beaches, or is there something much deeper going on, something broken in the American system that's pushing people away? In this video, we're counting down 10 countries where Medicare won't work, but expats still go. From Southeast Asia to South America, these destinations are attracting American retirees in record numbers. The risks are real, but so are the rewards. And some of these choices will absolutely shock you. So buckle up, because what you're about to see may have you questioning the entire US retirement system. Number 10, Philippines. US Medicare means nothing here. If you fall sick in Manila or Cebu, Uncle Sam won't pay a dime. Every x-ray, surgery, or hospital bed comes out of your own pocket unless you've bought private insurance or roll the dice. But here's the twist. Americans are still flocking here. Why? For starters, the Philippines offers a rare blend of low cost of living and English-speaking locals. A private hospital visit? Just $30 to $50. You could live like royalty on $200 a month. And if you're a US veteran, there's even a VA clinic in Manila. It's one of the few foreign VA outposts in the world. That's a lifeline, but not a full solution. In 2025, the Philippines' GDP is around $460 billion with 4.6% inflation. That's stable enough for most retirees, and the cultural ties run deep. US, military history, English schools, and even fast food chains are everywhere. You don't feel like an outsider here until you need emergency surgery and realize your Medicare card might as well be monopoly money. So the question is, are Americans choosing paradise over protection? Or is the system back home failing to deliver security abroad?
Number 9.
Ecuador. This tiny South American country is punching way above its weight when it comes to attracting US expats. But guess what? Medicare doesn't work here either. Not in Quito, not in Cuenca, not anywhere. Yet, Americans are retiring here in droves. Why? One reason, the dollar. Ecuador uses the US dollar as its official currency. No exchange rate headaches, no currency risk. Combine that with rent as low as $300 a month and healthcare plans starting at $70 a month, and it's a retiree's dream on paper. In 2025, Ecuador's GDP hovers around $110 billion with 3.8% inflation. Public hospitals charge shockingly little, and private clinics cater to foreigners. After just a few months of residency, you can access universal health care. That's right, universal care in a developing nation, while Americans struggle to afford insulin in their own backyard. So why isn't Medicare expanding its reach? Is it fear of fraud, politics, or is this just another case of Washington turning its back on Americans abroad?
Number 8.
Malaysia. Not just a travel hotspot, it's now a retirement haven. But don't let the modern skyline of Kuala Lumpur fool you. Medicare has no presence here. That's right. Your decades of paying into the system are worthless here. Yet retirees are rushing in. Why? Because healthcare is not only cheap, it's elite. Penang and KL are global medical tourism hubs. You can get surgery here for a third of the US. Priced often by Western-trained, English-speaking doctors. A doctor's visit? $15. A hospital stay? A fraction of what you'd pay at home. With a GDP of $430 billion and inflation at 2.7%, Malaysia is economically stable. And the Malaysia My Second Home visa MM2H makes long-term residency shockingly easy. So while Medicare stands frozen in red tape, retirees are creating their own safety net with or without Uncle Sam. But here's the burning question. Why is a Southeast Asian nation offering more accessible healthcare to Americans than the US itself? Number 7, Colombia. You heard that right. Colombia, once synonymous with cartels and chaos, is now a retirement destination. And yes, Medicare is completely useless here, but retirees are still showing up. Why? Because Colombia's healthcare system is shockingly good. WHO ranks it higher than the US in efficiency. Private insurance? Just $50 a month. And that buys access to modern clinics, qualified doctors, and low wait times, all without the bloated cost of US bureaucracy. The economy is holding at $360 billion GDP in 2025, but inflation's high at 9.2%. Even so, retirees are undeterred. Cities like Medellin offer spring-like weather year-round, fast internet, and vibrant expat scenes. And a two-bedroom apartment with mountain views? Under $600. So let's ask the obvious. If a former conflict zone can build a functioning healthcare system without Medicare, why can't the US do better for its own citizens abroad? Number 6. France. Medicare in France? Forget it. Not even for emergencies. And yet, Americans are moving here anyway, not just tourists, but full-time retirees. What's going on? Simple. France has one of the best healthcare systems on earth, ranked 1 by the WHO. Expats can buy into the public system for around 400 to 700 euros a year. That's per year, not per month. The care? Fast, clean, and shockingly advanced. Even dental and mental health are covered. France's GDP in 2025 is around $3.2 trillion with 3.9% inflation. The country may be expensive in Paris, but rural France or cities like Lyon or Montpellier are far more affordable than New York or Los Angeles. And yes, there's paperwork, but the trade-off? World-class healthcare without predatory billing. So why doesn't the US negotiate a Medicare alliance with trusted allies like France? Is it pride or profit? Number 5, Vietnam. Vietnam isn't just for backpackers anymore. Retirees are moving here in droves, and once again, Medicare is completely irrelevant. If you get sick in Da Nang, Hanoi, or Saigon, you pay, period. But here's the twist. It's so cheap, most don't care. You can live on under $0 a month, including rent, food, and basic health care. Private hospitals are growing fast, and many offer English-speaking staff. Some even cater exclusively to Western expats and digital nomads. With a $460 billion GDP and 3.5% inflation in 2025, Vietnam's middle class is exploding, and healthcare is riding that wave. Expats report top-tier care for 70 to 90% less than US. Prices with none of the insurance headaches. Out-of-pocket doesn't feel scary when a full checkup costs less than a dinner out in Los Angeles. So what's the catch? Well, none except the fact that Americans are more protected abroad without Medicare than they are at home with it. Number 4, Costa Rica. Tropical paradise? Yes. Medicare? No. And yet, Costa Rica continues to top the list for American retirees. How? It starts with their pensionado visa. If you have $0 a month in retirement income, you qualify. Then there's the Caja system public health care that covers everything for around $100 a month. Surgeries, prescriptions, even cancer treatments. Costa Rica's 2025 GDP is $70 billion with 5.1% inflation. That may seem small, but it's stable. Life expectancy? 80.3 years higher than the US. And the people? Friendly, educated, peaceful. No military, no stress. So why hasn't Medicare made any effort to partner with nations like this? Countries offering longevity and affordable care? Is it fear of losing control or fear that retirees might not come back?
Number 3.
Thailand. Welcome to Thailand, where retirees live like kings without Medicare. This country doesn't just reject US Medicare, it replaces it better. Top private hospitals like Bumrungrad in Bangkok are internationally accredited and staffed by US-trained surgeons. Procedures cost up to 70% less than in the US. And the cost of living? You can survive comfortably on just $200 to $500 per month in Chiang Mai. Thailand's GDP is about $610 billion in 2025 with low 2.9% inflation. Healthcare tourism is booming not just for locals, but for wealthy Americans flying in for knee replacements, heart surgeries, even cancer treatment. Yes, they'd rather pay cash abroad than battle Medicare red tape. So here's the bombshell. What if Medicare isn't broken, it's just been outperformed by countries the US used to dismiss? Number 2, Portugal. Portugal is a retirement magnet. It has no Medicare acceptance, and yet US retirees can't get there fast enough. Why? Because Portugal offers buy-in access to their public health care for just 400 to 600 euros a year. Clean hospitals, short wait times, and a laid-back Mediterranean lifestyle make it an unbeatable package. And the D7 visa? It practically rolls out the red carpet for passive income retirees. Portugal's 2025 GDP is $270 billion with 3.2% inflation. It's also ranked in the top 5 safest countries on earth. How's that for a Medicare-free retirement plan? And with rent, groceries, and utilities all costing less than half of US cities, your savings stretch and your stress shrinks. So here's the burning question. If Portugal can protect its retirees, including foreign ones, why can't the US protect its own? Number 1, Mexico. And now we reach number, the ultimate paradox. Over 1.6 million Americans live here, despite zero Medicare coverage. That's right, America's own neighbor won't honor Medicare, but Americans still flood in. Why? Proximity, cost, and community. Cities like Merida, Puerto Vallarta, and San Miguel de Allende have massive expat populations. Healthcare, affordable and accessible. Out-of-pocket surgery, a fraction of the US cost. Private insurance, optional, not mandatory. Mexico's 2025 GDP sits around $1.5 trillion with 4.8% inflation. It's not perfect. Violence and corruption are real risks. But for many, the trade-off is worth it. Because in the US, growing old often means growing poor. In Mexico, it means freedom. So ask yourself, if 1.6 million Americans are willing to live without Medicare, isn't that the ultimate indictment of the US healthcare system? Medicare is sacred until you cross the border. Then it's meaningless. No coverage, no help, no support. And yet millions of Americans are saying screw it and retiring abroad anyway. Because they're tired of the paperwork, the bureaucracy, the endless premiums for a system that barely covers them in their own country, let alone overseas. So what's the real story here? Is this the beginning of a global retirement exodus? A silent protest against the failures of US healthcare? Or is this just a final warning sign that America's safety net isn't as safe as we've been told?